evening guys, or good afternoon. It's 4:18 p.m. Today is September 23rd, end of this week. Today is a Friday, so let's talk about it, right? So as usual, where we are. So this is FOMC note, right, from carried forward from last 2 days, right? And then today skip trading, right? So I did not trade it today, so overnight took most of the profit for our shorts, and Powell is talking today, and today is a Friday, so Friday I take it lightly, and already price moved so much, so I decided not to trade and take a day off. Simple. But for those of you who wants to trade, right, all the time, so this is what the note says, and it worked out pretty well. Once again it was aggressive, but it worked out. So levels, right? So this is a general notes, right, carried forward from last 2 days, but this is the meat, right? Always. So today, if you can look at it from last 3 days, I am giving you specific levels in this format. That will give you one trade, right? So 33.37 became the high of the day, right? And then price went down, and this area became the low of the day. Close to it, right? And this area gave you a ping pong. It was 95 here, not 93. Okay. So that's the beauty of the level. NQ, this do or die area, gave you a couple of trade actually, and then there was also balancing around it. So if you be not careful, then you get chop there, which was 381, right? Preferred sellers area did not get hit. This area, which was 430 to 464 in NQ, became the high of the day along with this, right? And price did not get to the backup area, but it went close to it, almost 50 point away, right? So that's how it played out. Russell I did not check, but I think yesterday it worked, so today I'm sure it might have worked, one of this level. Dream number 485, 535 did not get hit today, so they will get hit tomorrow then. I'm sure they might on Monday or Tuesday, So here is the deal. So this was a do or die area. Remember I said do or die area. So when I published the note, right, I published the note right around here, right here, and I said this is the do or die area, and it was not because of this price action. This area was, pink line was there, since last June or August or July actually, So I keep track of all my levels, and I do not shift it. I shift it with rollover, but I do not delete the line, unless it is necessary. I'll delete it. Otherwise, I won't. I will change it, So this was do or die area. It was preferred area, as well as this was preferred buyers area, as well as it was only preferred buyers area, and then this was preferred buyers area also. This one, I think, what was the ES's preferred buyer area? Backup buyer area was this. Where is ES's preferred buyer area? This one, right? So this became, remember I said this level will give you one trade today. This 95 and this 57, this area, and all of them, this gave you a trade here, right? Here also, right? This also give you a trade, nice one. Extreme level, right? You can fade it, right? It's extreme level, Friday end of the day, right? And closing time, you can literally fade this area, and stop below it, and wait for a pass. If it pass and goes down, you bail out. Same thing here also, you can fade it, right? So these are the areas you can fade it. Why? Because look at the higher time frame, man. It's like tanking, right? And when it goes to extremes, day trading, obviously it's going to bounce, right? So here there was a bounce too, right? But it didn't work out. So if you see a pause like this in a smaller time frame, right, try to go down, you bail out, right? But here, look, there was no pause, so you hold it. You go long here, and there was no pause. You hold it. The moment you see a pause here, right, you bail out or tighten your stop, right? So this was too long, right? This is where Mr. Powell was talking, right? So this was a good short too, but since it was news driven during Powell's speech, you don't want to do anything, right? So this one you cannot capture it. But once you see this, that it went down, sliced through this low, right? And then again went down, and it was here, most likely it will come here, right? Because NQ was right here somewhere, correct? So NQ's backup bias area was below, right? So most likely NQ may go towards that, right? And in fact it just broke out of these things hard, right? And this thing hard too, like this, right? This circle here. So on the way back up, you short, right? Right here, which is right here, near the top actually, right here, near the middle somewhere. You don't do fade the bottom, right? Because it's a high volatile market. So short here, target here, long here, then so this one did not work out, right? So right here you bail out, but you have to manage it of smaller time frame, right? Like this, see, bail out here, right? And then this one, right? That was a morning short. If you want to take it, it was a preferred sellers and buyers area, right? It's a 50-50. So you have to decide what to do, right? So if I were you, if I am trading, I will not blindly short or go long here. Long definitely I'm not gonna go, right? So because long I have to wait for confirmation. But short, yes. So short, where I will do, how I will do. Short I will do is like this. See, I'm going to zoom in this time frame, right? And NQ also, I will show you both of them, how I would take this one, right? So it will be helpful to you for the next time, right? If I am not trading and you are by yourself, you can at least see, So right here, so because I was gone, by after morning voice I was gone, right? So I was not here. So here you can trade, right here. So when you see this of the opening, this area was the aggressive sellers area, this area, right? And there was a balancing. So price was doing balance, 24 VWAP was here, right? And then price balanced it here. And the moment it broke below this yellow line, right? And this, so this was the aggressive sellers entire area, right? So like this, right? So the way to trade this thing is this, hold on, so 42, this one, and what was time? So 9:36, which was right around here, right? So the way to trade this thing is, my 20 is favorite, right? So let's put 20 here, like this, right? So now of the open, you can see this area, then even price goes above it, right? That's the first thing you have to notice, that 34, 37 price did not go above it, right? Internals were liquidation high, right? It was a wide gap down, so price may even go down a little bit and then go higher up, right, to fill the gap. So you can't go long for sure. Short, you can't even go short here because it was still in shorting, right? So to wait for confirmation. So when you see this, right, and it bounced back up here and it held it, right? Then it went down, right? It went through the 20 also now, correct? And it was balancing here, right? So at this point you can short here, right here. So say NQ you can short here if you want to, at this right here at the top, right? Because internals were liquidation high, right? But since it was entire area was aggressive sellers area, and only way to short here is you have to make a case here, right? This, that price was balancing here like this, right? And then it broke down out of it, so you short here. Same thing on this chart, you can't do anything, right? But to make a case here to short, you have to look for this one here, right? That it went up to VWAP, right? And then it got a rejection, and then here it opened, and then it went down, right? So in this moment, you have to go with the flow, which is right here, but it's aggressive though, okay? ES, which is this 32, right? So see, there is a balance here like this, like similar to NQ, right? And then it broke through it. Here you can short, like this, or you can even fade this VWAP too, in the pre-market though. But since it was right around this area, you don't want to mess around. But here you can take a short, right? But let's say you don't want to go with the flow, which makes sense, right? So NQ also, right? Because NQ of the open does back and forth. So this shorts come aggressive shorts, right? So how do you find the conservative short then? Conservative shorts were right here, because now price went through aggressive sellers area completely, right, and broke this balance, and then down, then up, pull back here, you short there, and you target this 380, right, and then call it a day off. Simple, do or die area, simple. If your price goes below it, then you can start shorting it again, So ES, where was the ES short? Right here, remember? So in pre-market voice, I said 440 to 430, which was this area. $440, right? 440 to 430, right? So this area I said, right, of watch to watch of the open, and then ES I said 26 to watch, which is this line. Forget this line now. This line, right? I always give you that of the open watch area, and those areas always worked out also, right? Most of the time. So when price came down here of the open at 26, look at this. There was a bounce, mini bounce. Also here NQ touched 30 and there was a bounce, okay? But then what happened, that is important. So after that bounce, right, looks like okay, looks like kind of bias defended it, right? Then it should go higher. But the moment you see coming down and slice through it like this, slice through it, that is your confirmation, right? Now you have to wait, right? So when you wait, when you are waiting, price here little bit chopped around, right, and then pop up, right, back to 26, and here NQ pop up to this Bollinger bottom 30, right, same area 30 40, now act as a resistance. You short right there, and now you target the lower area, which is 3700, right, which is also option levels, round number. You bail out Friday here right at 10 o'clock, and you bail out in NQ also right around 10 o'clock or 9:45, right here, 381. That was your trade, right? After that, internal swell liquidation kind, so you're better off shorting at any good size pullback, not at the first test, but if you see a ping pong something, you short, So see here, ping pong, right? So you can't go long here, as you already know, right? So all you can do is short, but then it's difficult to short in the middle, like when price is balancing, right? But at least price is balancing around 381, and the move will happen from this area, right? So if it goes down from this area like this, like from here to here, and then pull back, you can short, So or you can fade the edges like this top, right? Or you can wait for failed breakout, failed breakdown near the bottom here. Breakdown you don't care, because you're not going with the flow or playing longs, but failed breakout you care, right? So here you can see it. Here it pop up to this VWAP, right? This again, this 30 area, right? And then immediately got rejection, right? So here you can go with the flow at least up to this area and bail out here, and then later on price came close to here you can short, remember I said it will come back to here, and then you short. So there you short it here, right? At that time it was 1 o'clock, ES was right into this resistance area, right? Because this, see here, when it came down first time, I said you can go long, right? It didn't work out. So now on the way back up, you can short right here. But remember I said no first time short. You have to wait for a pause, breakdown, you short. But then Powell speech was at 2 o'clock, so you can wait, And that's how, ES and NQ played out today, right? So this areas, So I spend a lot of time in the morning to decide which one to put it as a preferred buyers area, preferred sellers area, aggressive area, right? Because there are so many levels. So I'm giving you also good levels to rely on out of those multiple levels, right? All the levels are important, but I'm giving you the key levels also with the notes, right? Like this, and you can see it. See this. This is a beauty of it. This max, extreme level, max levels possibility. These are your final target, right? And sometimes most of the days it works out, so either for the profit taking or even fade it, because when it comes to extreme, it is exhausted, right? And that be all for today. There is no inbox wave today. It's a Friday. Enjoy. Okay.